Welcome back. In the previous videos of Azure Data Factory series, we have seen very basics of Azure Data Factory and the concepts which are related to pipelines, data sets, link services, and so few basic branching and chaining of related concepts. So from this video, we will see several activities. We see a lot of activities in Azure Data Factory. So we will see all these activities in detail in a separate videos. So this is channel, in our channel, we dedicatedly where we are explaining about Azure Data Factory, we go in detail about each and every concept. So that's the reason we are making a separate video on simple concepts also, so that you can get more clarity with the proper demo and the proper scenarios where we are using it. So yeah, before proceeding, if you are new to this channel and haven't yet subscribed for this channel, I would recommend you to please subscribe for this channel and also share this with your colleagues and friends who are interested in learning about like data engineering concepts. Right. So let's get started. So in this video, we are dedicatedly learning about a set variable activity. As you know, in Azure Data Factory, there are several activities that we can see, and set variable is one of the activity which is a simple activity. But still, we will see this activity in detail with some kind of demo, and we will see also the scenarios where we are using where we should apply this set variable, so that you will not only will understand the set variable activity, but also will understand where exactly people use it or where exactly you have to apply it after you learn about this. Otherwise, what happens is you just know the theory of it, but you don't know where to apply this. In that case, yeah, it will not be of much useful. So let's get started with the definition of set variable. Set variable, okay, it is used to set the value of an existing variable. Suppose in like in any other programming languages, in Data Factory also you have a concept of variable, right? Like any other programming language. Variable means the basic of variable is it can change, okay, by the during the execution of the code or during the execution of the pipeline. That is why it can vary, right? So that is why it is called a variable. Suppose if it is a parameter will not vary, so it will be a kind of constant across the execution flow. So that's the difference between parameter and variable. So just not please don't get confused with the parameter and variable. So variable can change when it is moving across the pipeline or executions, right? So that is why we call it as a variable. And this variable can be of any type. In Data Factory, there are different data types, but so this variable can be used for like string, bool, or array as defined in the Data Factory pipeline. So that detail we can see in the demo. Okay. So this is a basic definition of set variable activity, and I hope it is very simple to understand. And in the demo, we can also understand where we can apply this set variable concept. So this is based on my experience, and like I don't think you'll get these scenarios in any other content or any other channel for that matter. In Microsoft documentation also, they will just give you the definition. But here we are showing you where exactly to use it and utilize it. So based on the industry experience. So coming to the demo, we have four scenarios. And again, I'm not telling in only these scenarios we will use a set variable. There might be another different scenarios that you can think of. If you think of any other scenarios, please feel free to comment in the comment section. But based on my experience, I think I want to highlight these basic scenarios to you so that you will understand better the concept of set variable. So this like first scenario, as you can see, variable is meant to vary. As I mentioned, right? We will see how the variable varies across the pipeline lifecycle, and also we can see it can be used, how set variable can be used to perform some kind of complex operation, especially we're adding a dynamic content, right? Like in most of the cases in Data Factory pipeline, there is a add dynamic content, if you have seen, right? So there you can add a dynamic content, but if it is a complex calculation that you want to have, right? So in that case, that you will make that complex calculation in the set variable. And so the third scenario is there might be if condition or some switch condition. So based on the conditions, you can set a variable. And the fourth scenario might be this is quite interesting, where you will use a until activity. So until activity with a combination of set variable can be very effective. When you are using until activity, it is a loop basically. It will be going on a loop with some delay and some seconds of like a loop basically. So in that case, if you want to come out of that activity, we can use a set variable concept to come out of that. Yeah. So these basics we can see with a demo, right? So let's get started with the demo. So as you can see here, we are into Azure Data Factory home screen, not home screen, it's actually author screen. So let me try to create a new pipeline. Okay. So when I create a new pipeline, as you know, we'll be giving some name. So I'm just giving pipeline demo. Okay. And then, so here you can just search for like set activity. I mean set variable activity. So here you can see set variable, or else if you don't want to search here, if you go to the general, I think you should be able to see set variable activity here. So in this set variable, the basics, let us see the basics of it, right? So first thing is you can set a like variable, like I want to give this set variable activity some name. Okay. So I can give a demo, some name for that matter, right? Set demo for set variable. So this is my activity name. So and activity description, I can give some description which explains what exactly we are trying to do here. So that it will be, basically it is a documentation for more readability. And coming to this variable, so I'm trying to, it's a drop down, right? I'm trying to click here, but I'm not getting anything. So the reason is, so if you click outside of this, I mean, outside of this somewhere else, it'll take you to the pipeline level. So when you go to the pipeline level, you will see a parameter and next variable. So as there is no variables defined at a pipeline level, we are not able to see any variables here. So let me like define a variable one called var1 of a type string. Let me keep it as a string. So you can have a default value, or you can just ignore it. So if you're having a default value, it will be overwritten when you come to the when you actually set the value. Yeah. So here, as you can see now, the var1 is getting populated. And coming to the value, okay. So let me give some value here. Like let me try to set some data value. Okay. UTC now. Yeah. So UTC now should give me that value. So when I give UTC now, it accepts it as a variable. So now let me try to debug this value, debug this pipeline, and let us see what will be the output of it. So as you can see, the var is the variable and the output of that is set to this particular value. So you are setting variable one to this date timestamp value, current UTC. So you can, this is just an example, you can set anything here. Like I can just set a string called the data channel, right? So I can just, because it is a string, I can operate it in any fashion for that matter. As you can see, it has executed this value. So let us try to see if it can accept integer value. So here I have defined a variable as string. So suppose if I define it as, there is no integer concept as you can see here. So string, if you want to use integer, you can still use string. But if I make it, say, supposing if I make this variable as a boolean, right, and I try to execute this. Okay. So let me, yeah. So I'll just give a some value, random value here, like 1. So as we are defined a variable as boolean, and I'm trying to set here, which is a non boolean value, it is getting failed. So let me try to give as a true. Okay. So now let us see. As you can see, it is success. You can give true, false, but anything apart from that value for boolean, you cannot set the value. And coming to the array, so array you can only set the value which are double quotes separated. Suppose like I'll just give a comma b comma c. And as you can see, this a comma b comma c is double quotes separated. Okay, let me try to execute this and see whether it is accepting it. Yes, as you can see, it has accepted this, and this is a array value. Okay, so if you want to use any for each activity and all, as you remember, so you should be using array only. In that case, you can use these array values and pass this value to any loops or something like that. Yeah. So this is a basic concept of setting a variable. Okay, now let us come to the demo part of it. I mean, demo in the sense there's different scenarios we were talking, right? Let us see the different scenarios. So the first scenario, what we were telling is this variable can vary across the pipeline lifecycle. So what does that mean is, suppose I have a pipeline one, I have one pipeline here, and take an example. In this pipeline, we are kind of using sequence of activity. Okay. So whenever you want to kind of realign this, there is a realign symbol here. You can just click on this; it will properly realign in the sequence. So as you can see, there is a set variable here, set variable here, set variable here. But in like just have a wait activity just for showing you the scenario. But what I mean is the set variable can vary across the pipeline lifecycle. Here I'm giving, here I was giving ABC, right? Here I can give XYZ, XYZ, and here I can give 1, 2, 3. right? So now if I try to debug it, let us see what exactly the output looks like. So as you can see, this only a single variable we are using, var1, but here it says ABC, next it says XYZ, next it says 1, 2, 3. That means it is varying across, the same variable is varying across the pipeline lifecycle. So this is the first case where you can utilize this whenever you need such behavior, right? You can utilize this. And the second scenario is like perform complex operations in dynamic content. So let us see example for this. So let us take a same example. So let us consider var1 as array itself. Okay. So now let us take like one of the calculations, simple calculation like so there is the data channel is a string. So this string in this string I want to get or extract only the third like the third index basically, which is this is first, second, and third index. And according to array, it will be 0, 1, and 2. So the second index according to array, I want to extract this string. So to perform this complex operation, I would be using a string operation called split. So there is a, as you can see here, there are a lot of functions. You can go to the string operation, and in the string, I have something as split. So once I split it, okay, the data channel. So once I split it, it becomes array. As you can click here, mouse over and see, splits the string using a separator. Once it splits, right, it becomes it returns the value in terms of array. So once we get the array, we can see how to fetch only the third element of it, so that we get a required output of it. So as you can see, split accepts not accept one argument because it's accepting a separator. So in our case, the separator is space. So I'm just giving OK here. So now it is giving me the separator. Let us see whether it is working. So as you can see, so it's already separating the one string into three strings using a delimiter space. So now our next intention is to get the string out of a particular array. So for that, what we can do is we have set one more variable here, that is str. So this str we will use to store this str is of a string type. We will use to store this output of this another variable. So another variable was var1. So var1's like I'm expecting second value, that is index of second. That means it will be a channel. So that's what our expectation is. So let us try to debug and see whether it is giving the output called channel. Yes. So as you can see, it is extracted the like a required index. Required string based on the index. So this is another scenario, right? And third scenario is conditional based set variable. So this is quite simple. As you can take a if condition, right? So like suppose there is a if condition, and inside if condition, so I can just give anything here which become true, but just for a demo purpose, I'm just hard coding the value true. Okay, and I'm just using set variable inside true. So inside true, I'll set this value to just a string which said inside true. I'll just mention I am inside true. Okay. So similarly, I can go inside false and take a set variable activity here and say I'll use the same variable, string variable, and here I'm going to say inside false. Okay. So when I come out of it, right, like I want to display just a variable. Okay, I'll just use this one set3 as a final output. Okay. So final output, we will again use a str. We can let us to avoid confusion. Let us use another variable called final str. So in this case, so for final str, I'll set a value of what str. So and see whether the str value is whether it has went inside true or inside false. So this kind of scenarios you can come across or you can use it whenever there is a real-time cases, right? You might be using the complex operations, and so if the control is going within if condition, you want to set a particular value to a some value, and if it is goes inside false, you want to set it to some other value. So let me try to check what exactly the failure is. Okay, let me try to figure it out, because maybe in the previous demo we have used something. Yeah, I think this is a. So let me go in false condition, and let me take this inside false, and in the true I'm going to give inside true. Let me delete it here. This is inside true. So what I'm expecting, what we're expecting here is if a condition goes inside false, it will set a variable to I am inside false. If it is go inside true, I'm expecting the variable is set to inside true. So finally, we will be able to see that output in the final output where we have a one more variable defined, that is final str. So as you can see, it is successful, and you can see the output of a final output. So it went inside, and I'm inside true. And also, if you see set variable, right? Set variable is str is set to I'm inside true. So what we are actually telling here is this might look simple, but we need to understand it in a detailed way. So the same variable we are using in both true and false, that is called str. As you can see, the same variable is getting set in both true and false. But whenever it goes to true, the value we set is different. Whenever it goes to false, the value is set is different. So that's how we can make use of set variable. That is the another scenario where we can use. To show you this demo, so we are considering just a set variable here. So like we are just considering one variable. So let's avoid confusion. So I will remove other two variables here. So we're just considering one variable str, which is of string type. So and we are setting that variable initially to test str. Okay. And once it goes to until activity, so until activity is actually it will take a expression where it has to evaluate to true or false. Until it evaluates to true, it will be executing whatever activities are there inside the until activity, right? So here, when we say like inside until activity, we're just using one variable. We can use a set of variables, but I mean we can use set of activities. So just for a demo of set variable, I'm considering only this, and you can see I'm setting this value to the data channel. Okay, this str. So what I mean to say is here the value of variable str is test str, but inside this it is going to change to the data channel, and this until activity I will make it true only when uh, just a moment. I'm just setting this. Yeah, as you can see, this will only get set when only get out of this loop only when the condition is true. So when I'm making the condition true, when a particular variable called str will become the data channel. So initially, when it is test str, it will come to the next flow and check whether the value is test str. It is not test str, right? It is the data channel. So that is the reason it gets false and it goes inside the loop. Okay, and inside the loop it will go inside this and it will execute. So once it is executing, the value str is getting set to the data channel, and the value is set, it will again check this come back to the loop and check whether the value is true again. So since the value become true now, it will come out of the loop and go to the next activities. So let us see how it works. So as the execution is complete now, let us see. So as you can see, it has go to the wait one activity. That means it has successfully completed. And so since it has went inside until activity, as you can see, right, and it is able to set a variable. And then since the set variable, whatever the variable is set is equal to the data channel. So next iteration, it is getting true and it is coming out of the until activity, which is a loop, infinite kind of loop. So just quickly, we can see something like the data channel here only. So initially only we can set this and see whether it will go inside until activity. So as you can see here, it has not gone. It will go actually. So as you can see, it will go still because once, at least once, the until activity will execute. Okay. So only the next iteration it will check the condition, but by default it will go inside the until condition and see what exactly it is. So now what I can do is, since it goes for the first time, I can set this value, some random value here, and you can see now, since I've set a value which is not equal to the data channel inside. So you can see here, it is get into a continuous loop here because the value which I'm setting inside until activity is not equal to the data channel. It is just the data. Once it comes out, and every time it comes out, it is checking the value here, right? Value within that condition, which is a the data channel. So hope this is useful. Thanks for watching.